Hi guys! In today's lesson, we will continue to add and subtract integers. Our subject is parentheses in mathematics. In other words, we'll focus on what the parentheses mean when adding and subtracting integers. First of all, I would like to point out that in mathematics, parentheses are there to be removed. Well, what does it mean? We did the following in our previous lessons. 2 minus 3 plus 5. Questions like this we did before. As you can see, there are no parentheses in this operation, and we used to do it. Start from the left side and make the operations 2 by 2. The first two integers are plus 2 and minus 3. They have opposite signs. So the difference between 3 and 2 is 1. And then the sign of 1 is the sign of greater 1. The sign of greater is 3 and its sign is minus. And write again plus 5. Minus 1 plus 5. They have these opposite signs. Difference between them is 4, and the sign of 4 is the sign of 5. It means plus. The result is plus 4. So, what do I do in this lesson? And what do I do when there are parentheses? While making operations, we'll encounter two types of parentheses. One of them is parentheses with a plus sign in front of it. Let's write it. Let's write an example. Plus 2 minus 3 plus 5, like this. And we know from our previous lessons, we don't need to write plus sign in front of any number and also here in front of any parenthesis. Clean it. It means we have a plus sign in front of it. Now look, there is a plus in front of this parenthesis. And in this case, how do I remove the parenthesis? If there is a plus sign in front of the parenthesis, I'll write the numbers in the parenthesis exactly as they are in the parenthesis. It means what I see here, write it, plus 2. After plus 2, minus 3 comes, write again, minus 3, and after minus 3, plus 5. Don't make any change on the signs. The current state of the operation is like the questions we solved in the first two lessons. We know how we may solve, but I solved here, as you see here. So let's write directly the result of this operation here. Then, so what do we do if there is a minus sign in front of the parenthesis? If there is a minus sign in front of the parenthesis, I'll write the numbers in the parenthesis by changing the signs in the parenthesis. Let's write its example. Put here minus sign and write the numbers again the same. So apply what I told you. Now, in the parentheses, I have plus 2. And in front of the parenthesis, I have minus sign. So I should change all signs of numbers to remove parentheses. In the first number is plus 2, right here. Minus 2. After plus 2, the number is minus 3. But I should write it plus 3. And after that, plus 5 in the parentheses I may see. And so what should I write here? Minus 5. As you see, I changed all the signs of numbers when I remove the parentheses. Well, let's continue with another example. Plus 7 minus 3 plus 2 minus 5 plus 4. Start from the left side. I have two numbers. I should make this operation between these two numbers. Plus 7 minus 3. Difference between them is 4, and the sign of 4 is the sign of 7. I know it from previous our lessons. Plus 4. After that, I reached a parenthesis which has plus 4 in front of, plus in front of it. So what does it mean? I should remove the parenthesis. And if a parenthesis has plus sign in front of it, how I may change, how I may remove the parenthesis? Write the numbers as you see in the parenthesis. The first number in the parenthesis is plus 2, so right here plus 2. The second minus 5, right here minus 5. The third and the last plus 4, right here plus 4 again. Then make the operations starting from the left side of this operation. Plus 4 plus 2, they have the same sign, so summation of them is 6. The result is plus 6. Minus 5 plus 4 again. Plus 6 minus 5. They have opposite signs. The difference between them is 1. And the sign of 1 is the sign of 6. It means plus. Then write plus 4. Plus 1 plus 4, they have the same sign, so write summation here. And the sign of 5 is the sign of common signs of 1 and 4 plus. It means 5. What did I say? I'll encounter parentheses while making operation, and here I'll pay attention to the sign in front of the parentheses. This is my remark. Let's continue with the next example. How do I remove the parentheses when there is a minus sign in front of the parentheses? I'll remove the parentheses by changing the sign of the numbers in the parentheses. Let's see how it works in our new example. Put minus sign in front of the parenthesis and write the numbers in parentheses. Start from the left side. Minus 4 plus 2. They have opposite signs. So difference between them is 2. and the sign of 2 is the sign of minus 4. It means minus. After that, I reached a parenthesis and having a minus sign in front of it. It means I should remove the parenthesis by changing the signs of the numbers in the parenthesis. So the first number in the parenthesis is minus 3. It means I should write here plus 3. After that plus 4, I should write here minus 4. After that minus 7, I should write here plus 7. Now there is no parenthesis and I know how I may make this operation in a short time. Minus 2 plus 3, they have opposite signs. The difference between them is 1 and the sign of 1 is plus. Plus 1 minus 4. Again, they have opposite operation, opposite signs. Difference between them is 3 and the sign of 3 is the sign of minus 4. It means minus. And the last operation, let's write the result here, between minus 3 and plus 7. Difference between them is 4 and the sign of 4 is the sign of plus 7. So the result is plus 4 here. Now, let's write a long example and try to do it quickly and without wasting time. We can solve these types of questions in different ways. Now let's write our example. Plus 2, minus 3, plus 5, minus 4, plus 6, minus 7. This is our example. Now let's start to solve the question from left side. Operation between plus 2 and minus 3. They have opposite signs. Difference between them is 1. The sign of 1 is the sign of minus 3. It means minus 1. After that, make the operation between minus 1 and plus 5. Difference between them is 4, and the sign of 4 is the sign of plus 5. After that, plus 4, minus 4. They have opposite signs. Difference between them is 0. And don't write any sign here. Different operation between 0 and 6. 0 plus 6. It means summation of them, 6. And the last operation here between plus 6 and minus 7. They have opposite signs. Difference between them is 1. And the sign of 1 is the sign of minus 7. So it means final result here is minus 1. We can solve these types of questions in different ways. After the numbers with a plus sign in front of them and the numbers with a negative sign in front of them are processed among themselves. The results from both of them are processed in the final. Now, let's continue or solve the last question again by this method. Plus 2, minus 3, plus 5, minus 4, plus 6, minus 7. There are some numbers having plus signs. Now let's remark them. Plus 2, after that plus 5, after that plus 6. Now they have the same sign, plus. So find their summation. 2, 5, and 6. 2 and 5, 7 is 7, and let's write here 7, and plus 7 and 6 is 13. Write here the result, plus 13. And the numbers, negative numbers, let's make the operation between them, because they have the same sign, minus. Minus 3, minus 4, and minus 7. So minus 3 and minus 7 is, minus 3 and minus 4 is minus 7. Minus 7 and minus 7 is minus 14. Right here the result. Then operation between plus 13 and 14, minus 13. They have opposite signs, so difference between them is 1. The sign of 1 is the sign of minus 14. Right here, minus. As you see, we reached the same result as we reached here. The results are the same, so we solved the question truly. So far, when we talk about parentheses, we have only mentioned one parenthesis. Sometimes we may encounter more than one nested parenthesis in questions. Let's write an example. 2 minus 3 minus, and have you ever seen this type of parenthesis? Yes, a bit huge parenthesis, plus 2 minus, and curly brackets here, right here again, numbers in it, plus 1 plus 2 and minus 5. Close the parenthesis and close the bigger parenthesis. As you see, we have more than one parenthesis here. We have two parentheses. Let's start to solve this question from left side. Plus 2 and minus 3. It means find the difference between them. It's 1. And the sign of 1 is the sign of minus 3. It means minus. Now I reached a parenthesis here. The way is the same as we made before. Concentrate on or focus on the sign of parenthesis. The sign of in front of parenthesis we have minus sign. So to remove this parenthesis, I show you now these two parentheses. To remove it, change the signs of the numbers in parentheses. The first number is in the parentheses is plus 2. Right here, minus 2. And we have another parenthesis and we have minus sign in front of it. Change its sign. Make plus. And write the parenthesis again. Now the operation between minus 1 and minus 2. Their summation 1 and 2 is 3. And the sign of 3 is minus. Now we reached another parenthesis to another parenthesis, and the sign of this parenthesis plus. So how I may remove this parenthesis? Write the numbers in the parenthesis with their signs. The first number is plus 1, right here, plus 1. The second, plus 2, right here, plus 2. The third, minus 5, right, minus 5. And continue to solve here by starting from the left side. Minus 3 and plus 1. Difference between them is 2. The sign of 2 is the sign of minus 3. So it's minus 2. Now let's make operation here. Sorry about that. Between, come to the next operation, between minus 2 and plus 2. Difference between them is 0. Between 0 and minus 5, minus 5. So the result is here, minus 5. In this question, there is a minus sign. I'm showing you. There is minus in front of the square brackets. Now this is square brackets or square parenthesis, called as. Now let's write another example. Minus 2 plus 5 plus minus 2 minus 3 plus 5 minus 2, close the parenthesis. Now you can solve this question as before, but I'll try to solve it from a different perspective. Another meaning of parenthesis is priority. In the process, the inside of the the inside of the parenthesis is done first. And if there are nested parentheses, priority belongs to the innermost parenthesis. So let's start from the inner parenthesis. Solve find the result of operation in the parenthesis which is inner. Now in the parenthesis I have plus 3 plus 5. The summation of them is plus 8. Plus 8 and minus 2. Opposite signs, so difference between them is 6. And the sign of 6 is the sign of plus 8. Now in this parenthesis I have plus 6. Now let's start from the left side to find the result of all these operation. Minus 2 plus 5. Difference between them is 3 and the sign of 3 is the sign of plus 5. After that I reached a parenthesis having plus sign in front of it. So do not change any sign in the parenthesis. In parenthesis I have minus 2 and minus. In the parenthesis here I have plus 6. The operation between plus 3 and minus 2 is plus 1, and I have parenthesis having minus sign in front of it, so change the sign of plus 6 as minus 6. Now what is the final result? Plus 1 and plus minus 6. Difference between them is 5. The sign of 5 is the sign of minus 6. So at the end I reached the final result, minus 5. Now, of course, you should solve much more questions than I solved here. You need more practice. Then you will reach the best result. You will never make mistake in this type of questions. And you shouldn't make any mistake, of course. These are very simple subjects of classic mathematics. Now, today's lesson is over. Hope to see you soon. Bye.